Rome conquered Europe. Rome conquered Egypt. Rome conquered entire empires. But one African queen forced it to step back. Her name was Amanirenas, queen of the Kingdom of Kush, south of Egypt. Her name rarely appears in most history books, and yet she humiliated the most powerful empire of her time. How did an African queen manage to challenge the Roman Empire and force it to accept peace? Because she did not wait for Rome to attack. She struck first, she humiliated the emperor, and she turned the desert into a weapon. But to understand how she dared to challenge Rome, we must return to the kingdom she ruled. Her kingdom was called Kush. Its capital, Meroe, an ancient African civilization. Pyramids rising from the desert, its own writing system, an advanced iron industry. Here women could rule alone. They were known as the Kandakes. Amanirenas was no ceremonial queen. She commanded, she decided, she led her armies, and Rome was moving toward her borders. Rome did not seek glory alone. It sought control. Control of trade routes, control of gold mines, control of the Nile. The southern lands were not empty deserts. They were a strategic crossroads between inner Africa and the Mediterranean world. For Rome, allowing Kush to remain independent meant tolerating a rival power on its frontier. After annexing Egypt, Roman garrisons moved further south. Tribute, pressure, threats. But Amanirenas refused submission. In 27 BCE, she made a rare decision in history. She attacked first. This decision was not impulsive. It was strategic. The archers of Kush were famous throughout the region. Their long bows could pierce Roman shields from a distance. In the brutal southern heat, Roman legions, trained for tight formations, lost much of their advantage. Amanirenas did not seek to conquer Rome. She sought to strike fast and strike hard. Her archers crossed the frontier. They attacked Aswan. Roman fortresses fell. Rome was caught off guard. But the boldest act came after the victory. The Kushites captured statues of Augustus. They cut off their heads. The emperor's head was taken to Meroe and buried beneath the entrance of a temple. Every step taken across that threshold became an act of defiance. Rome was no longer untouchable. The empire responded. The Roman prefect of Egypt, Caius Petronius, marched south with his legions. The Romans pushed deep into Kushite territory. They destroyed Napata. Napata was not just another city. It was a sacred center of royal legitimacy. By destroying it, Rome sent a message: submit. But the result was the opposite. The war became a war of endurance. The farther the Romans marched south, the longer their supply lines became, and the desert itself became a silent enemy. During the fighting, Amanirenas lost an eye. A wounded queen, but never a defeated one. She adapted her tactics. She harassed Roman forces. She used the terrain and the climate against them. Rome began to stall. After years of costly conflict, both sides were exhausted. In 21 BCE, Amanirenas sent envoys to meet Augustus. This was not a surrender. It was a negotiation. Augustus understood something essential. Conquering Kush would bring little reward. The desert offered no great cities to plunder and no vast farmlands to control. Maintaining legions that far south would cost more than it would gain. The treaty concluded at Samos recognized an uneasy balance of power. Rome chose stability over endless war. Rome agreed to terms favorable to Kush. No tribute. Roman troops withdrew. The border was redrawn. A smaller African power had forced peace on the Roman Empire. Roman sources themselves, including the geographer Strabo, speak of Amanirenas with respect. That is rare. very rare. Rome usually wrote history in its own favor. If even its enemies recognized her resilience, her impact must have been real. Amanirenas did not conquer Rome, but she forced it to step back. Her reign became a symbol of independence and resilience. Her name now travels across centuries. Rome conquered continents, but it never conquered Amanirenas. The desert still remembers. And now, so do we.
This victory is mine. Rome's shadow recedes before my might.